I'm Jessica Levy, Director of Outpatient Services for Penn Medicine, Princeton House, Behavioral Health in Eatontown. Today, I'd like to talk to you about finding healthy ways to deal with stress, especially for those of you who are feeling unusually stressed due to the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. First, it's important to understand that you're not alone. This situation is new for all of us, and as a society, we've never been through anything like this before. And every single person who is going through it is feeling some degree of stress. As a mental health professional, I think that one of the most important things that we can do right now is to have compassion for ourselves. What I mean by that is accept the way you're feeling and be compassionate with yourself about the way you're managing those feelings. When you're having a difficult moment, if you're becoming anxious or stressed, don't immediately try to shut off those feelings. Try to sit with them for a minute and practice self-compassion, self-kindness. You could say to yourself, of course I'm stressed. I've never lived like this before. I can't just go do the things I would normally do. Nothing about my routine is normal now. Tell yourself that you will have these moments and that it is sometimes difficult to manage through change. One thing that may help you manage through the changes is to keep a schedule and follow your normal routine as closely as possible. For example, if on weekdays you normally set the alarm for 6 a.m., hopped in the shower, made coffee, and picked out your clothes for the day, continue to do those things. You may be choosing sweats or something else cozy instead of your normal work clothes, but that's okay. The key is to stick to your routine. Doing so can bring you comfort. You should also focus on your environment. If you're working from home, create a workspace that you can just go to as you would go to your regular office. The act of going to your home office space at the same time each workday can also help you feel more like you're still in your normal routine. Another key to working at home is to keep the distractions to a minimum. Maintain the same media restrictions that you have in the workplace. If normally you aren't able to watch television, listen to the radio, or have social media at your fingertips, don't start doing those things now. Constantly checking the news and being tuned in to what's happening around the world minute by minute will only add to your stress. If you want to feel connected to what's going on, designate a time of day, say your lunch or coffee break, to check and get updates. If you aren't working from home, try to focus on keeping a schedule as well. If you normally go to the gym or fitness class during the day, continue exercising at that time of day, get outside for a walk or a run, or use a fitness app or online resource to participate in an exercise class. Another thing you can do during the day is maintain, get back to, or begin a new hobby. Do the things that you enjoy to pass the time and to keep your stress level in check. A very important aspect of managing stress, and one that I think everyone should make time for each day, is self-care. Self-care is any activity that you do deliberately to take care of your mental, emotional, and physical health. Good self-care is key to improved mood and reduced anxiety. For example, if you're feeling isolated at home, reach out. This is a great time to reconnect with family and friends. Call someone you haven't spoken to in years, text, email, video chat, write a letter. A sense of connection is good for all of us in difficult times. Another aspect of self-care is giving yourself time to step away from stress. Get outside and take a walk in your neighborhood, around your apartment complex, and while you're walking, do something creative like a mindfulness scavenger hunt. Look for things that begin with a certain letter of the alphabet. Search for plants that you didn't see the day before. Identify birds and other animals. Stop and smell your favorite flower. The goal is to get yourself into a different space, both physically and emotionally, so you can feel some stress relief. Perhaps the most important part of self-care takes us back to the beginning of this video when I discussed self-compassion. You will have good days and you will have bad days, and there's no need to feel bad about how you're coping. Instead of negative self-talk and comparing yourself to how others are dealing with things in their households, be kind to yourself. The only comparisons you should be making are how you're doing today versus how you did yesterday. And don't get caught up with the what ifs of the situation. Instead, try focusing on what it is that you do have control over, which of course is turning off the news, trying to keep a positive attitude, following recommendations from the Centers for Disease Control, and doing the best that you can do today. If you've done your best to keep a routine, have distanced yourself from the 24-hour news cycle, have practiced self-compassion and self-care, and you're still feeling overwhelmed by stress, it may be time to seek professional support. You'll know that you're having difficulty managing stress if you're experiencing any of the following: increased lethargy, drastic change in appetite, increased or decreased, lack of interest in activities, increased emotional distancing, hyperactivity that inhibits the ability to focus, or irrational anger. If you do want to speak to a professional, you likely have a variety of resources available. Check with your employer to see if it offers an employee assistance program or other behavioral health benefits. Your primary care physician may also have suggestions for local counselors or therapists that can provide support. Whatever path you choose, remember, you are not alone, and help is available.